Churches, they're so beautiful, yet in many cases they're so far away. That's where I come in. Welcome to The Pilgrim, the show where I go to national shrines, and other places of pilgrimage to show you them. Whether fly by plane to Las Vegas or drive to Indiana, welcome to The Pilgrim. Welcome back to The Pilgrim. In our last episode, we visited the National Shrine of Our Lady of the Snows, and today we'll be visiting two other religious and very historic sites, Holy Family Catholic Church and the Basilica of St. Louis, King of France, the Old Cathedral. Now, even though both of these could probably create their own episodes, they're in one episode together because we didn't have much time to see both. Our first stop today is Holy Family Catholic Church, the oldest Catholic church west of the Allegheny Mountains, being built in 1799, replacing the original built a century before, making it the oldest continually operated Catholic church in the country. A kind priest tried to let us into the church, but he didn't have the right key. Do you like Latin Mass? Then you'll really like this church. Only Latin Mass is said in the log church on Sundays. If you don't like Latin Mass, that's okay, because next door is a newer church for Novus Ordo goers. Fun fact, the trees that the wood from this church came from were still growing when Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. Now, a question that I think we need to address is, what is the oldest Catholic church in Illinois? In many ways, it's Immaculate Conception Chapel in Kaskaskia, Illinois, being founded in 1675. However, its present church was built in the late 1800s, with Holy Family, on the other hand, being built in the late 1700s. So, in some ways, Holy Family wins, but also Immaculate Conception. So I don't think it would be a waste of your time to visit both. Now back to Holy Family. It is the only church in this style that can still be in use, with 4 others being in Canada, but unusable. The parish also houses a museum, so check that out if you can. Behind the church is the parish cemetery. The cemetery houses tombs of pastors from the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st centuries. The cemetery is also home to the tombs of the Jarot family, whose house is the oldest brick house in the state, located next door. At one time, it was also the parish school and convent. And that's Holy Family Church. Now, we're going to visit the Basilica of St. Louis, King of France, the Old Cathedral of St. Louis. We're at the top of the arch right now, and there's the cathedral. The Catholic Church has owned this plot of land since the founding of the city of St. Louis in 1770. And in that year, the first church of St. Louis was erected. 6 years later, it was replaced by a larger but still wooden church. In 1818, the cornerstone was laid for the third church, but it was never fully completed. So in 1828, it was pretty much demolished and rebuilt. Completed in 1834, it is the present church, the Old Cathedral. It shouldn't be a surprise to us that the cathedral continually had to be expanded because the Diocese of St. Louis was continually expanding. At the time that this cathedral was built, it included states like Washington, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Oklahoma, and Nevada. You're now going to talk about a few of the inscriptions on the cathedral's facade. To the left and right of the main entrance of the cathedral, it says, "My house shall be called the house of prayer," in both French and English. Above the 3 front doors, it says, "Behold the tabernacle of God with men, and he will dwell with them," in English, Latin, and French. And now, the inside. We are now going to point out most of the art inside the old cathedral. Above the altar is a copy of the painting The Crucifixion by Diego Velázquez. The statues in the church depict St. Margaret Mary Alacoque with Jesus, St. Joseph with Jesus, St. Anthony of Padua with Jesus, the Blessed Virgin Mary, St. Louis, King of France, St. Therese of Lisieux, St. Bernadette with Our Lady of Lourdes, and St. Joan of Arc. There are also smaller statues of Our Lady of Fatima and the Infant of Prague. This church also houses various paintings. There's a painting of St. Justinian, there's a painting of St. Agnes, There's a painting of the martyrdom of St. Bartholomew, and there's a painting of St. Louis, King of France, adoring the crown of thorns, which he himself built a shrine for in France, Sainte-Chapelle. If you can, check out the old Cathedral Museum as well. And that concludes this episode of The Pilgrim, where we visited Holy Family Church and the Basilica of St. Louis, King of France, the Old Cathedral. Thanks for joining us.